Talking with Words.
Welcome back to Talking with Words. You're here with Rob.
James.
And Ryan.
And Chris, do you want to... No? Okay. So tonight we're going to watch the 1980s... I want to say classic, but it's not a classic.
That's debatable.
You've probably never heard of this film. It is called Humanoids from the Deep, and it is a literal deep cut. This movie is described as humanoid sea creatures start killing a fishing town's residents and raping their women. It's up to the townsfolk and a visiting biologist to fight back and fend them off. Classic American bruteness. I would read off the actors in this, but you're not going to know what the fuck I'm talking about.
If you're familiar with 1970s porn, you'll recognize several characters.
Anthony Pena. Yeah, there's one. Nope. That's pretty much it. All right, enjoy. So, Sally, you want to do the Parents Guide? Parents Guide for Humanoids of the Deep. Sex and nudity. Oh, it's moderate. Violence and gore. Severe. Profanity is mild. Is that real? It's mild. Okay, it's mild. Alcohol, drugs, and smoking is mild. Frightening and intense scenes, moderate. Also, there's a bit. No, we're not doing trivia yet. Oh, okay. I'm sorry. All right. Well, thanks, Sally. We're going to watch this 1 hour and 20-minute. And that includes credits. I mean, this thing's going to be over in a snap of the fingers.
It's for the best.
It probably is. And I'll talk about some of the stuff I know about this film afterward because that was my bet. Seth Rogen. Any good?
I feel like some salmon just fertilized their eggs.
All right, we're going to watch Humanoids from the Deep. Let's get after it. I don't even know if they even have a song, so whatever happens next is not on me. We'll be back. Well, that was Humanoids from the Deep. I'd like to say there's a lot to unpack, but there's so little.
Yeah.
This was exactly what I expected it to be. Sorry, guys. You were along for the ride with me.
I didn't hate it.
Alternate title, Fish Fuck 1980.
Also, I didn't know it was called Monster.
Yeah.
Quote, Humanoids from the Deep.
It didn't say that anywhere on IMDb. It just, when it popped up on the screen, it was like, oh, huh? All right. Parentheses, Humanoids from the Deep.
Oh, my God. This movie, I'll give you a little backstory real quick because it's a short film and we're not going to have a lot to talk about because it's one of those 80s movies where there's a lot of footage of people just going, huh?
There's not a whole lot of depth to this one.
What?
They definitely didn't understand the microplastics driving the fish creatures to kill them.
They needed vaginas. But the end of this movie was redone because I don't remember if it was the director or the producer thought that there should be more nudity and more gore.
Sold.
So that whole scene at the end with the fair, that was done specifically to the direction of that person.
Well, in some ways, they were ahead of their time. I mean, John Wick didn't happen for another 20 years.
And almost every shot
or
landed.
30 years. And that poor golden retriever.
And the husky.
Oh, yeah. I already forgot about the dog.
Was it a husky or a golden retriever?
Both.
Yeah, there
was like 6 dead dogs.
There were a lot of dead
Damn
dogs.
it!
Yeah. They did the Jaws thing where it was like, someone's killing our dogs. We need to get out there and get these guys.
The dog's name was Baron. I wrote that down.
So real quick, we will not waste your time with this review here. If you like 80s B movies, I would watch it as an 80s B movie guy. I mean,
It was fun.
it was enough that it's on my list.
Yeah.
It's not one that I'd be like, nah, I'm never watching this again. I am not going to sit down and be like, ooh, Humanoids from the Deep, let's do that again. But if I come across someone who's not seen it and we don't have something to watch and we're all drinking, yeah, I might throw it on in the background.
Yeah.
It was fun enough for that, but
It was.
I mean, it's
your basic.
it's not an in-depth theatrical masterpiece by any means.
Yeah, it's your
But-
creature feature.
I was fairly drunk while watching this, and all of my quotes are very shallow, comedic quips.
I cannot wait to hear what you've written down because as you talk through this,
Well, yeah, it's only going to go downhill from here.
the shit that went in and came out of your mouth. What was the don't shave? I've got don't shave.
I wrote, "Don't shave that shaggy nest until you fill all them holes."
Yep, that was it.
What was that? I wrote that down, but I don't.
It was a reference to one of the fishermen's beards going out. It seemed like it was a luck thing, and if he didn't shave and it was itching, they were gonna fill the boat with fish.
Plug all
fill
those
the holes. Fill all the holes.
Was it holes or holds?
Holds, probably.
HOLDS.
We all
Because
heard
we all
holes.
We all heard holes.
I heard holes.
I'm sure it was holds, like the
There were a lot of
The
those
fish hold.
where they had the drawl on the end of the word, and we heard things that were not the thing they said.
well, you guys both mistook greetings for gangbangs.
Well,
so-
it sounded like gangbangs.
It
and
did.
It looked like
It-
gangbangs.
I thought they said
Touche.
gangbang.
It was also a bunch of people walking into a cabin at night. Looked like a gangbang.
That's fair.
I stand by it.
Yeah.
All right.
It was the middle of the night. It's understandable.
So we had the dogs getting attacked. We had Jackie got in the beginning. That was the chick.
I did not get any names in this one.
I know. I'm trying to remember which one it was. It was the one.
I got the doctor. Was it Jackie or Penny? There was a Penny in here somewhere.
It was
Peggy.
it was Dr.
There's
Susan
Peggy.
Drake. The doctor was Susan Drake.
There you go.
I'm gonna resort back to something else we talked about as we were watching this. If you listen to our Terrifier 2 podcast, we watched it on the same platform, and we had commercials. And the commercials in this did not disappoint because you literally had a woman getting raped by a fish man creature on the beach, and it cut straight to a Domino's commercial where they're on the lake.
That was Little Caesars.
Little Caesars, sorry.
Yeah.
Domino's just tastes like fish.
There was literally a fish
Fair.
creature attacking her. Her
Mid-grape.
her swim top had just been ripped off. She's fully topless.
Them titties were up.
And brought to you by Booking.com.
That shit was fantastic.
And
And it always happened at one of those like climactic events.
it's
where
never not been funny.
we laughed every commercial break.
And the star of the commercial was bigger than any star in the film.
I do not want to endorse endorsements, but shit, it was funny.
Little Caesars, if you're looking for someone, we're looking for suppliers because old Campo Finique did not work out. We like pizza.
Talking.
But I also like that the first one, the girl's getting raped on the beach, and it cuts to them, and the commercial's a guy and his son. He's like, well, I used to skip these thin sliced pizzas across the lake. And they're standing in front of the water.
Yes. and that was almost like back to back with these people in denim shirts with denim jeans. It was like the to Ryan's point, when it happened, the Canadian tuxedo was in full effect.
Yeah.
when we cut to the pizza being skipped across the lake.
That first commercial cut was better than the entire movie.
I don't think that's what Little Caesars had in mind when they paid for their commercial spots on Freebie.
I don't know what they thought, but I'm eating fucking Little Caesars from now on because, woo!
Sold.
So anyway,
Well, it was about this time I also wrote a lot of bro for 1980.
yeah.
Yeah.
Was it 1980? It was 1980.
1980 is when this
Yeah.
came
It
out.
was 1980.
And we were trying to figure out if it was actually bro, which
It was.
I didn't hear anything different.
Yeah. I heard bro.
Bro. Come on,
Bruh.
bro.
Bruh.
And you had a weird anti-Native American bit going on in there.
For the one Native American
the
individual
one guy that
in the film.
was kind of a badass, actually. Saved a lot of people.
Yeah, he's pretty good.
Wearing a
He got everything
a puffy
done with-
sleeveless coat.
Yeah. The
Yeah, he had a
Marty
McFly.
McFly vest.
The
Yeah,
Marty
the
McFly
McFly.
vest. There were so many people wearing that vest this movie.
There were a lot of those going on.
He did all his ass kicking with a black eye too.
And at the end, he had two black guys.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Someone told him twice.
Twice.
And I think it was Gary that was with Peggy in the beginning, who had the Two-Face cut where he got half his
Yeah.
face ripped off, and he was still kind of screaming through it.
Yep.
I did like the screaming through the mauling.
I will say some of the effects they used, the way this film was done, the effects weren't bad, especially the Fishman costume.
Yeah, I mean,
I was
for
pleasantly surprised.
1980, for no budget,
Yeah. They
I
were
mean-
blowing up dinghies out there.
yeah, they
Well-
did. And I say no budget. I'm not sure how. I know it was small. I mean, just look at it.
Yeah.
But yeah, the
It was no Jaws.
the creature effects were not bad.
Yeah.
And I know from when we watched The Search of Darkness, there was one guy that was in half the creature outfits when they were getting shot, and they like kind of fell over dead
Yeah.
because the director liked the way he died. So he was in multiple shots and would
Gotta
die
give credit to the
as-
stunt man.
I mean, you got to give it to him. Yeah.
Well, it's about this point we arrive at the puppet nerd,
The ventriloquist.
the ventriloquist.
Worst threesome ever.
Indeed.
Speak for yourself.
I want to say this is the most successful of any 80s era movie where the nerd was having sex.
Well, almost.
Almost. I mean, it was a horror movie, so when people
there
start
were
to have
horrors.
sex, they're about to get murdered. So that was par for the course. But Puppet Nerd at least got her topless.
Murderous
Full
Fishman
naked.
notwithstanding.
Yeah,
He had it.
he had the full deal before he got murdered.
And she didn't have full 80s bush. She was kind of like trimmed to a T,
She
To a
was a
point.
progressive.
maybe. But then, yeah, she got chased down and raped by fish people.
As is tradition.
As is tradition. And was he ripped in half?
I don't remember.
Did we see his demise?
He was definitely
Yeah, we
he was
saw
definitely
most of it.
murdered. And I don't.
It looked like he got mauled by a grizzly bear breaking into a tent.
Was she the one that appeared later in the movie? Because I'm not clear on that.
No, that was
No,
that was
the
first
girl
one.
from the cave that
was
you
the
called.
first one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
They were
also
just mirroring Penthouse at that point.
yeah.
Ah.
But also, as soon as the humanoid creature got up on ventriloquist guy's girl, we had a cut to booking.com as he was pulling her into the cave.
Yeah.
Fucking amazing. These commercials.
On point.
Shit.
And
And then we come back and they're kind of hunting for him now. They realize that there's something out there killing people.
And they're also hunting for
well,
the Native American.
exactly.
not white.
There's this like sort of half story that I was getting because, I mean, I wasn't totally into the storyline, but there was this.
I don't know that there was much of a storyline to be into.
Well, exactly. But
No.
at some point they injected this like idea that like the Native American population is against whatever they're doing to enhance the salmon population.
Yeah, I
And,
didn't understand that whole piece either. They had the doctor that was, this is going to make the salmon bigger and they're going to multiply faster and something. And all of a sudden everyone was angry at the Native American guy.
And the next thing you know, there's a Molotov cocktail being thrown at the Caucasian-looking Native Americans.
It looked like a fucking gang war from Godfather when they threw
Yeah.
that Molotov. The thing exploded like it was full of C4.
Yeah.
And
That
you-
was
And that's
not how a Molotov cocktail works.
That's not how they work. No.
But that's when we were interrupted by the commercial for flossing.com.
Flossing.com. That's what I wrote down. Your house just get blown up by a racist? Make sure you floss. And then...
Well, you don't want the cavity creeps to gain any foothold.
Cavity creep. And we're going through this fast because there's very little story. I think right after this is when they go looking for what's killing the salmon and the people, kind of like the Jaws sequence where they're out looking. Right?
When they threw that Molotov cocktail and the shed blew up, they sort of got caught in the act and some sort of fight ensued.
Well, you had some of the creatures get up on them.
The fish people show up around that time.
Right, and the blonde guy ends up getting mauled and is half dead almost. And they take him back, and that's when, when they bring him back, the sheriff finds out, and everybody's like, we're going out to get these.
Not a white kid.
Well, yeah. It was also like during this or immediately after that they had the artist rendering of the fish creature.
Yeah.
And it literally just looks like a seaweed penis head.
Yeah. It's like, no, the head's a little bigger. It gets bigger. Don't worry.
Was this to you?
Quite phallic.
Yeah. It was very phallic. James had to sit up.
I took notice.
And that's what set them off on the quest to find these things. And they came across the nest.
Yeah. And Peggy.
And, topless Peggy.
Still alive. Barely. And pregnant. Apparently.
Well, the doctor shows up and she's in her bathing suit to photograph them.
Yeah, I did like that she was like, she looked like she was getting ready for Olympic sprints in her one piece and tennis shoes.
Well, if she was going to swim away, that's one thing, but that didn't happen, so it seems like she prepared for the wrong scenario.
I didn't have a problem with it, personally.
Fair.
But
they found Peggy.
Thank you. Yeah, we have the nest creatures. They find Peggy. They bring her back. And then we cut to, there were a lot of weird cuts toward the end of the movie. And you can tell that they changed direction multiple times because you had at the end the fair. I'm calling it a fair. I'm assuming that's what it was.
It was a town fair. Yeah.
A fair.
There was plenty of affairs going on.
But you had the fair going on, and you had the original, what was the first lady's name? Jackie? No, Peggy.
Carol?
Peggy?
Nope.
Oh.
There was a Carol.
The one with the dog. Yeah.
The one with the kid.
Yeah, her.
So you had it between the fair and you had her at home with the kid. The fair, you had like DJ Diddles over there with the lady that won Miss Swamp Girl or whatever the fuck.
And you also had the
DJ Big Fish.
Yeah. The non-singing barbershop quartet dressed individuals playing banjos and such.
They looked so happy to be there. You can tell that they were like, Dad, I need you to come out and sit on this soapbox and do this one bit for me in my film. Fuck, I knew I was never going to respect you, but I'll sit on this for you. I get it.
That's what you told Uncle Steven, huh?
That's what my dad tells me every day. And this results in the big showdown, which is what they rewrote. So you had all of the fish creature things come out.
It's just a big melee. There was no rhyme or reason to it.
Sponsored by Radio K-Fish.
DJ K.
That
DJ
was the radio station that was
Fish,
there for the big event.
Yeah. And it's just fish people trying to rape women to repopulate.
Well, at one point, the roller skating queen, she like skates right onto a sea creature's penis. It's kind of like, what?
You mean, yeah?
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, you're getting it now.
It's a sea creature.
But you had
you simultaneously have the attack on wife of one of the main guys.
Yeah, there's a whole lot of weird shit going on. And
she hides baby in the closet.
And the sea creature costumes during this were amazing.
They look great.
Yeah.
I think, Rob, you were the first one to point out they look believable. It was pre-CGI. These
Yeah.
were clearly costumes, and they didn't look fake. They looked like a legit sea creature should look.
Yeah, they had that kind of reflection, so it was like they were wet, like
It didn't take you out
frog
of the
kind of texture, skin.
Little froggy,
I mean, the story.
Yeah.
The story
moist.
is
Definitely moist.
whatever suckitude you could find in the storyline. The costumes were not part of it.
No, they did a good job with the costume.
Say the costumes were the best part. The costumes and the makeup effects for some of the kills, like the guy getting his face ripped off and stuff, were great. The dinghy getting exploded in the Molotov cocktail.
The dinghy getting exploded
At the beginning, yeah.
Once you show the seagulls, it kind of kills that one. But
Yeah.
it's like, oh, that's obviously 6 feet long, not 15, whatever the hell it was supposed to be.
My notes said about the costumes, just wet and believable.
Just like Uncle Steven.
That's a new sentence.
Da-da-da-da-da, wet and believable.
I'm the first person on the internet to say that sentence.
Can we all sing that together?
Wet and believable.
1, 2, 3. Wet and believable. Fuck yeah, that's our new catchphrase. All right. This is how little we have to go on, people. I also liked in this sequence, there's a kid that throws like a flaming spear and it lights one of the creatures on fire. My first thought was, this kid is going to grow up and his entire life is going to be like, I fucking lit one of those things on fire. He's going to be walking around school like, fuck you. He's going to be a dick because he lit that thing on fire. Either that or he's going to get laid like crazy.
He's doing, guaranteed he's doing nothing with his life. He's still going to be telling that story in 50 years at the end of the bar.
Be Uncle Rico.
Anybody that'll listen.
Well, I feel like that's laying into the overarching subject is that if you took in the 80s, if you took your girlfriend to see this film, you're going to, after the film was over, you're going to play the sea creature in order to get her topless.
I don't know what you guys do at home, but I appreciate your creativity.
Play sea creature. Play sea creature involves like, take your top off. Yeah, it doesn't take much more than that.
A lot of experience with topless women, huh, James?
Well, if they're into it, they're into it.
And most of the noises they made were like,
oh, talk dirty to me, why don't you?
You heard what I said. I stand by it. You're going to have to excuse James and me for a minute. Yeah, then you have, let's see.
but at this point, I wrote down, no matter what you're fucked with, Nationwide is on your side.
Yeah, my other one was as soon as they have the knife stabbing, it cuts to after your workout.
Yeah.
The commercial's a workout drink or whatever after that girl stabs the thing for like 20 fucking seconds.
Well, hey, if you want to outrun a stabbing, you're going to need to work out. Subtext.
They did mend some relationships towards the end of that fight when the sea creatures have like destroyed the pier and people are falling in. The one racist guy throwing the Molotov cocktail got saved by the Native American guy with 2 black eyes.
They did.
And he was not happy about being saved by him.
They did patch up some racial tensions there.
Yep.
Well, also, we realized that the sheriff cannot deliver a fucking line to save his life.
Well, that was my notes. Like, the police show up after everything. Yeah, the police show up after dawn and everything else was my notes.
The sheriff comes out and they're like, what do we do, sheriff? He's like, well,
the sun comes up and the police finally show up. Like, where were they all night?
This is a small town. They only work 8 hours a day there.
Fact.
They're at the strip club with Peggy until she has to go to the hospital.
Yeah. Flash forward a few months.
Are we already did the end?
Yeah, unfortunately.
Yeah, Peggy gives birth to an alien fish stick.
Spoilers.
Yep. Straight out of Alien.
It was a total Alien ripoff.
Oh, yeah.
We left the final scene with never have sex with a dude in jorts. Does that make sense to all of us?
It makes sense to me.
Yeah, indeed.
I mean, it wasn't
James
really
is
an issue for me
right now.
I'm on the fence, but I'm gonna go with this until proven otherwise.
You can't see it, but James is wearing jorts right now.
Jorts are just jeans that you cut off.
Your balls are
We
showing.
don't have to stereotype them.
So, one of our shortest movies, one of our shortest podcasts in a long time.
It was fun though.
Brought to you by Jorts. Cut your own jeans off. Make it happen.
And floss.com, booking.com,
Little Caesars.
Little Caesars, and the after you work out, drink whatever the fuck that was. These commercials, man. Holy shit. I suggest watching those
Perfect
commercials.
timing.
It's way more fun. I'd ask if we missed anything, but there's nothing else we could have missed.
Yeah.
I've got nothing.
What a fucking shit show we are. All right, well, that was Humanoids from the Deep. Thank you for listening to Talking with Words. I want to apologize, but I'm not gonna. Oh, we need to post some more giveaway stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. We're going to post some more giveaway stuff here in a minute. Follow us.
Like, share, all that good stuff.
I'm glad you're on page here.
Just
Saturdays
trying
for
to help you out.
Suckers.
Like Cher, the singer?
You know, like share.
Yeah.
And do you believe in love? Go check out Saturdays for Suckers, Tides of Shadow. Go to robgilkersbooks.com. Listen to the rest of our stuff. And we will be posting... Actually, let's do it right after this. We'll throw something else up to give away, and you'll have... What's today? Tuesday?
Barely.
You'll have a few days, because I'm going to go ahead and edit this one tomorrow because it's only 25 fucking minutes long. Yeah, there's going to be some stuff to give away, so stick around. Charlie?
Are we recording?